That was really beautiful and brave. Our next speaker has built businesses across 3 continents, led global revenue operations, and founded companies. She is also a certified yoga teacher and the mother of 2 boys, which frankly makes everything else look really easy. Please welcome Paula Grunfeld.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. So, the advertising industry is obsessed with a specific set of virtues. We reward urgency, we worship multitasking, we demand resilience, emotional intelligence, and the ability to execute the impossible under crushing pressure. In other words, the industry rewards the very essence of motherhood. Yet, simultaneously, it continues to devalue the mothers that owns these traits. This is the manifesto. There is a tired narrative that women, can I take this out? Need to bounce back to their former selves after having children. I am here to tell you that I did not bounce back. I surged forward. I emerged as a far more sovereign version of myself. Before the landslide, my life was defined by unbound freedom. By the age of 25, I've lived in 6 countries and set foot on 5 continents. I was working for independent advertising agencies, producing sponsored economic reports to attract billions in investments to developing countries. My life was a chess match. My day-to-day was a chess match. I was negotiating with CEOs and government officials in rooms when I was often the only woman, and certainly the youngest. It was glamorous, it was fast, it was global. I thought I knew what power was. I thought I knew what pressure felt like. Then came Suriname. 7 months pregnant, leading multicultural teams in the tropic, thinking I could just manage motherhood into my existing schedule. And then nature laughed. Health complications forced a sudden emergency evacuation to Argentina. In an instant, the global nomad was grounded. I gave birth in a country I hadn't lived in for years, a place that was home in papers, but foreign in practice. My motherhood began in the eye of a hurricane, a newborn, a life-threatening disease, and the realization that the job I loved, traveling through developing nations, was no longer compatible with my existing reality. But the real storm wasn't the logistics. It was the psychological shredding of my identity. I felt the weight of the split, that emotional friction where your heart is raw and exposed to this tiny human, while your mind is grieving the high-octane woman you used to be. It was the grief of feeling invisible to the world and the terrifying exhaustion of being the only word that mattered to this tiny infant. That landslide became the foundation for everything I am today. I didn't just change my life. I had to reinvent the very concept of work. I was at zero, and it was from that zero that I learned the most vital skills of a founder: the ability to build from scratch. After that moment of total reinvention, I not only find a new job. I built 2 companies which I'm still guiding from the seat at the boards. So I built a legacy. Can you change the slide, please? Motherhood gave me the ultimate creative superpower. They call it maternal brain, as if it's a deficit. I call it tectonic clarity. In a world obsessed with cold data and artificial intelligence, motherhood gifted me with something unhackable: radical humanity. It sharpened my intuition into a blade. Thank you. I no longer just look at spreadsheets. I read the energy in the room, immediately sensing the unspoken hesitation in a client or the burnout simmering in a designer. Raising two boys while scaling business gave me the surgical ability to stripe away the non-essential. I learned how to pivot when market shifts because I pivoted when my life shifted. I realized that the ultimate emotional, like resilience, intuition, vulnerability, are actually the highest valued assets in any boardroom. I have zero capacity for bullshit and 100% focus on what moves the needle. So to everyone in this room, if your company penalizes motherhood, you're actively rejecting one of the most advanced leadership trainings in the human experience. The wave is coming. We are no longer asking for a seat at the table. We are bringing the ocean with us. Thank you.